You ever stop and wonder how everything in the universe, well, works? It might look a little random, but there's actually a hidden instruction manual for how things move. And today, we're going to find the key and unlock those secret rules together. So just think about it for a second. What on earth could a rolling soccer ball, a car slamming on its brakes, and a rocket blasting off into space possibly have in common? The answer, it turns out, is an amazing set of 3 laws figured out centuries ago. And that takes us to our very first secret rule, which I like to call resisting change. This is the big one, the idea that explains why everything in the universe is, kind of lazy. Now, the official name for this is the law of inertia. That sounds super formal, I know, but don't let the fancy name fool you. It's really just a powerful way of saying that things like to, well, keep on doing what they're already doing. I mean, that's it. That's the core idea. If something's just sitting there, it wants to keep sitting there. If it's moving, it wants to keep moving in a perfectly straight line at the exact same speed forever and ever. Things just don't like to change. Okay, so right now you might be thinking, hang on, my soccer ball definitely stops when I kick it. And you're totally right. Here on Earth, that's because of an invisible force called friction pushing back on it. But if you were in the deep vacuum of space with no friction, that soccer ball would just keep going, literally. Forever. All right, so if the first rule is that things resist change, then the second rule is all about what it actually takes to make them change. This is the rule I call the push matters. You've probably seen this famous little equation before, even if you weren't totally sure what it meant. F equals ma. Force equals mass times acceleration. This tiny formula is pretty much the key to understanding exactly how much oomph you need to get something moving. So let's break that down real quick. What do those letters even mean? Well, force is just a fancy word for a push or a pull. Mass is just how much stuff an object is made of, how heavy it is. And acceleration? That's the change in motion you get. See, it all links together beautifully. We've all been there, right? You grab an empty shopping cart and give it a little shove, and whoosh, it takes off. That's a small force causing big acceleration. But now, try that same little push on a cart that's totally loaded with groceries. Yeah, its bigger mass means you need a way bigger force to get it going. It's just that simple. Okay, we've covered inertia and force. This third and final rule is, well, it's maybe the most poetic. I call it every action's twin, and it shows us that forces in the universe are never, ever lonely. You have definitely heard this one before. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's one of the most famous phrases in all of science. But here's the thing, it's also one of the most misunderstood. Let's fix that. The absolute best way to think about it is this. You can't touch anything without it touching you back, with the exact same amount of force. It's true. When you lean on a wall, that wall is pushing back on you just as hard. Always, no exceptions. And here, this is the key part that so many people miss. These two forces, the action and the reaction, they always act on different things. A rocket pushes hot gas down. That's the action. In return, the gas pushes the rocket up. That's the reaction. They don't cancel out, because one force is on the gas and the other is on the rocket. It's the reason rockets work. It's the reason you can swim. So there you have it. 3 secret rules. Resisting change, the push matters, and every action's twin. But look, these aren't just some dusty old ideas from a physics class. Nope, they are the invisible architecture of our entire modern world. And once you know these rules, I promise you're going to start seeing them everywhere. A seatbelt is literally designed to fight your body's inertia. The harder you kick a soccer ball, the faster it accelerates. That's F equals ma right there on the field. And every single rocket that leaves this planet is a giant monument to action and reaction. These laws aren't just science. They're the foundation of everything we built. And that's it. The secret rules of motion unlocked. From the tiniest little atom to the biggest galaxy, everything, and I mean everything, plays by these 3 simple principles. So the question isn't how the universe moves anymore. The real question is, now that you know the rules, what are you going to do with them?